I have to confess I fell in love with Southeast Europe, but also with Central Europe. And I may tell you why. And, I think this is for you the background why you are sitting here.
To spend some nice time together, to remember Erhard Busek, who was here with us last year, who was crucial for establishing this house.
I'm dreaming of, a house which is established from Warsaw over Vienna to Thessaloniki.
It's a beautiful place, and I can see Erhard in about every corner of this building.
He was a crystallization point for an argument which created, as I called it, lots of children who got caught by politics in a way through him, like I did.
Well, I participate in the experiment, so I cannot be very objective. Erhard provided me with the opportunity to participate at the European Forum Albach. He provided me a scholarship.
I met Erhard when I was a student, and I was very much intrigued by his political views.
It was an activity of the young generation. It was not about European Union integration, deepening and widening and whatever the language is. They had the feeling everything was destroyed through Nazism and the war that destroyed Europe. So far I met here students after the Budapest Revolution 1956, 1968.
In discussing with, all these personalities we know today who basically prepared the floor for the revolutions, it was about principal values, right?
When he said Europe, he meant really Europe.
I have two clear-cut proposals. The one is that all the countries of the region shall be candidate countries for the European Union. Why? They are under pressure to move to the rules of the European Union, and the politicians are not anymore allowed to have silly ideas, which is always also possible for all politicians.
Erhard was there from the beginning, and he opened us many doors.
Actually, the idea that I had at that time, I would have never thought about expanding to Central and Eastern Europe if it had not been for Erhard Busek.
What are the politicians afraid of?
You might laugh, politicians are afraid of decision-making.
The fact that he always could pronounce the perspective always brought him into conflict with reality.
A true European, he was an optimist and he was a visionary.
And he had a foresight.
We are living in a time where the danger is quite huge that we are in the beginning of the Third World War. We need quite a more tough discussion about what is Europe, what has Europe to contribute.
I, of course, want to welcome Erhard. It's just fantastic that you join us here today.
That physical weakness had zero to do with his mental fitness.
Mislim, on je morao da radi do posljednjeg trenutka. On je to sam govorio.
Basically, Erhard gave me lots of continuity in my life. Because throughout the different jobs, he was always there, he always had an opinion.
He was so incredibly vivid and so full of life.
Freitag 6. Juni, Dienstag 3. ist heute. Dann müssen wir noch schauen, wo der 4. ist.
There were so many moments where I just picked up the phone and just called him and said, Erhard, was tun wir jetzt?
Ich bin gerade mitten in einer Filmaufnahme, ich rufe dich dann gleich an. Ja?